We've seen quite a bit of officer activity out here.
One after another.
Crime Insider sources tell me this is the fourth time
after another. From March to September of 2018, this Dollar Tree in Henrico's West End was robbed multiple times by armed gunmen.
Each time, the motive is the same for the suspect.
It was a crime spree that attracted the attention of the FBI. Now they say it was a series of inside jobs orchestrated by the same woman. Earlier this month, Christina Pilgrim was indicted by a federal grand jury and charged with 5 felonies, including robbery and conspiracy. Pilgrim was an employee at this Patterson Avenue store, but investigators say she worked with a number of male accomplices. During a robbery on August 6, prosecutors say Pilgrim drove a man named Ali Cousins to this Wells Fargo bank down the street. Cousins told investigators that he hid in the bushes, and Pilgrim texted him when the Dollar Tree manager was heading that way with a night's deposit bag. Prosecutors say Cousins, armed with a semi-automatic handgun, robbed the victim of more than $1,000, then took off. Then, on September 4th, the feds say Pilgrim and Cousins organized another armed robbery, this time while she was working. But Cousins was captured the next day. A few months later, he spilled the beans, telling investigators that Pilgrim was the mastermind behind the crime spree and that she had even given him the gun. CBS 6 legal analyst Todd Stone says that prosecutors will use that information to paint Pilgrim as someone who put her own co-workers in danger.
Look at how callous this is, that she would even throw her own, colleagues out, as red meat to the dogs, right? So that's the sort of thing that prosecutors are going to argue.
According to court records obtained by CBS 6, Pilgrim's husband identified the gun that Ali Cousins used to investigators, saying that it was his and that he kept it at her house. Investigators say they were also able to use Google location data to prove that Christina Pilgrim's cell phone was right near the scene of the crime on August 6th. She was arrested last month.
This is a case that is probably a pretty strong case considering the text message evidence, the other evidence that's outlined in the indictment.
While Christina Pilgrim might have spent her nights working at the Dollar Tree, she also had a day job. For the last 5 years, she's been a licensed daycare operator in Henrico County. Stone says in the eyes of the law, it won't matter if Christina Pilgrim never held a gun during the robberies.
The argument that the prosecutor is going to make is that they wouldn't have been able to accomplish this crime without her information.
And if convicted, she will likely face years behind bars.
It's possible that she could get a greater sentence than the person who held the gun.
We reached out to the Virginia Department of Social Services and asked if Christina Pilgrim was allowed to run an in-home daycare given the criminal charges she now faces. The spokesperson tells us they are consulting with the Division of Child Licensing on this matter and will get back to us. Pilgrim is set to be arraigned in federal court Tuesday afternoon.